everyone, Hugh and Dylan coming to you from a DLR train.
We are on our way to Canning Town to catch something very special.
It is the new DLR B23 Stock, which will see the train we're on right now, the B92, replaced. So, without further ado, let's go!
This is Canning Town. This train is for Stratford into...
First impressions, it does feel very new.
Yeah.
The doors are... do they close just for... Oh,
wow.
They close when it's to keep the air in. That's new on the DLR train.
And also the lights as well, that's a new feature.
Yeah.
As well as the entirely transverse, longitudinal I think actually, configuration.
Except here.
The front seat.
There are front seats, so you can still sit and pretend to drive the train.
Well, this is the back.
Well, my understanding is that the train captain can't sit down anymore because they've made this higher.
It looks higher, yeah.
Yeah.
I have noticed though, USBs built in to the passenger side, which is
USB-A, are they? Ah.
Oh
I
dear.
was expecting USB-C probably from a...
CAF, dear oh dear.
The seats are comfortable, the maquette is really nice. I would get this as a scarf. When we're about to depart, this will start counting down. Count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and it before the doors close, which I think is pretty cool. They've also redesigned the door panel for the train captains because it used to be like up there, the key slot, and they put it down here. So they've thought about their stuff. It's really nice. See the doors; they slide open nice and quickly. And the livery. The livery is new as well. Quite divisive, but it does look a lot nicer in person.
We will miss the red though. I think we'll miss the red.
Yeah.
So as we walk down the train, there are two major differences with this train that no other DLR train has. Firstly, it has the entirely longitudinal seating configuration, and unlike any other DLR train, it is entirely walk-through. It's not split up into separate units. So you can walk down pretty much the entire train. In a feature that is new for a DLR train, you do have a much larger accessibility area with priority seats, which is great, and proper LCD information screens, which shows the route. Currently, we're doing the Stratford International to Woolwich Arsenal run. It's the only route these trains are running on at the minute.
The other thing about these trains, they don't shake. They basically don't shake.
The wheel hunting is much less on the tighter curves, and we're going around this junction here, which is quite tight.
It's astonishing. You can stand up without feeling like you're hobbled.
So we've made it one stop down the line to Stratford, and we managed to bag the front seat. Thank you very much to these guys here.
No worries.
For allowing us to use it, and yeah, the new DLR front seat. Here's a POV.
Road.
I will say though, one big complaint that both of us have about this train, it's not the livery, it's nothing, it's how loud the public address system and the ready to drive light is. It's the loudest bing, as you just heard there. It is, yeah, pretty loud.
TFL, please turn the volume down a little bit, please.
This train is for Woolwich Arsenal. The next stop is Canning Town. Change for stations towards Bank, Tower Gateway.
So one small disadvantage of the new front seat, I will say, is that you don't really get as good a view forward when sitting down here anymore, because clearly the control panel that's here is meant to be operated like this, and if you stand up like this, a bit like a tram driver sometimes, you get a much better view out of the front. So that's a bit of a shame, but
You know, sit down. A seat that's eye level is about there. Yeah, you don't get the best view. No. And the window I think is smaller. I think that window's bigger than it was on the old trains.
yeah.
These screens at the moment are just saying DLR, the round one. But obviously you know what service you're on. It's very clear DLR. So I'm very excited to see what the plan for these screens are.
I think they're just going to be used for advertising.
I'm hoping connection information, but probably advertising.
One odd thing about the buttons though, I find that really strange, is that they are touch. They're not they don't click.
They don't click.
So, like, I'm going to demonstrate here. We're at West Silvertown.
This train
They don't
is
click.
for
You just
Woolwich Arsenal.
touch them,
The
which
next
is
stop
certainly a new
Quantum
thing
Dock.
on a DLR train. I guess that's maybe a sign of things to come. On to the airport. So we just left Pontoon Dock. We're approaching London City Airport. One thing that this train sort of marks the end of, really, is TfL's seeming obsession of ordering trains from Bombardier and what would eventually become Alstom. Pretty much since they were formed, every new form of rolling stock they've ordered, with the possible exception of the Variobahn trams, although those are based on a Bombardier platform despite being built by Stadler. But these are CAF. This is a break from tradition, as will the new tube trains be. And I gotta say, credit where credit is due. CAF have built a DLR train. They haven't just built a train.
It does feel like a really nice, it's a nice train. This will be the service for years to come. It'll be beloved for years to come. These are technically not LRVs, so they're not light rail vehicles.
This train is for Woolwich Arsenal.
These just
The
trains
next stop
that happen
is
to run
London
on
City Airport.
the Doctors' Light Railway network. These are just full normal trains. They're not light rail vehicles. They're just trains. Apparently.
Bit crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, we are now arriving at London's smallest and most useless airport. So we're just leaving City Airport. One thing I have noticed is that the delay of these trains, because these were meant to come in around 2023, I think, is quite noticeable by the fact that the in-carriage maps and the tube maps predate the introduction of the new overground line names. So it's fairly obvious, probably, that these trains were fitted out in...
Well, they'd be 23 stock, 2023 stock.
But hey, they're in service now.
Yeah.
Welcome to Woolwich Arsenal. We've just quickly jumped on this B07 train here at Woolwich Arsenal to go one stop back to King George V, and we'll get back on the B23. But the point we want to make is that the B07, the B23 is going to replace the B90, B92 and B2K, but these, the B07's going to stick around. But there's also another thing on this one. It's got the sticker!
Ta-da! Certainly get the view out the windows on these because the panel's lower, there's more space. I feel like the seats are larger as well.
Yeah, they feel a little bit wider. Of course, they've got a shorter back. But yeah, that's the main thing with these, is that you get the much nicer view when you're sitting down. In relation to the B07s too, these trains that I'm on now are being retained. I'm not sure if these are actually going to get refurbished as well, so who knows, maybe we were going to say goodbye to the old Waves maquette. I hope not. So as we pick up this train from King George V, one bizarre observation about the new trains is that some of the carriages have 3 doors, and while some of them only have
This
2.
is King George V.
So one feature of these trains I do really love is the colour of these grab poles, because it reminds me a little bit of the shade they used to represent the DLR in the 1990s, this kind of much more darker, greener blue. I really like it, so it's very nice to see that being used here. On the subject of grab poles, Dylan, you've got a problem here.
There's no circle, there's no geometric sort of pole.
That's a shame. And also there's no turntable between the carriages. Many a fun time has been had doing that, I think.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh.
This is Canning Town. This train is for Stratford International.
So, we are back here at Canning Town, and that was the new DLR B23 trains. What did you think, Dill?
Good, I like them.
Likewise. Really, the only major gripes are the slightly narrower front seats, the slightly taller control panels at the front.
So there's nothing to be done about that.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
modern safety stuff.
I know. And also the PA is just way too loud. Not very good. And of course there's the livery, but really, aside from that, well done to CAF and TfL for bringing nice new trains to the DLR.
So we're here at Canning Town, and there's a Lewisham train coming in, which is quite unusual.
And that is going to be the end of our little video on the DLR B23 stock.
Thank you for watching. You can do the like and subscribe thing if you want.
Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.